Hello again. Welcome to Over the Hill Outdoors. I'm just about to start another walkabout. This time I'm in an area of south central Utah. Very beautiful, rugged terrain. It's called the San Rafael Swell. Looks like a little Grand Canyon. Going to spend about probably 3 days, 3 nights in here, just wandering, looking at the sights. There's supposed to be quite a few old petroglyphs or pictographs in here, a lot of other history, pioneer history and early American history. This is very likely going to be my last walkabout. Here within a couple of months I turn 70. And I think most people would agree that 70-year-olds shouldn't be wandering around the wilderness for 3 or 4 days alone. It's just not a smart thing to do. My wife certainly agrees with that idea. So this could be my last one. I hope to make it a good one. I'll certainly enjoy the beauty, the solitude, and have a lot of time to think. A lot of wandering and pondering, as I call it. Doesn't mean I won't spend time in the outdoors. It's just that I'm not going to be doing any long distance multi-night solo overnighters anymore. But we'll see. I'm starting this desert walkabout down in the bottom of one of the major washes here on the San Rafael Swell, and I'll spend the night here just camped at the truck. Tomorrow I'll head up one of these side canyons, work my way up one of the washes, get up onto the top, up onto the plateau, and spend the night up there. The next day I plan to come down another canyon, a slot canyon, and make a big loop of it. And not quite sure where I'm going to spend that night, but eventually I'll end up back here. The country around here in central Utah is where the famous cowboy outlaw Butch Cassidy grew up, and a number of the local people used to help him out when he was on the run. He had certain hideouts and they would bring supplies for him, and he was kind of considered a local Robin Hood that would steal from the rich and share with the poor. Among the local legends are stories about some of the locations of where he actually had his hideout, and this is one of them. I'm going to walk in there and show you how cool this spot is. It has 2 really tall, almost inaccessible lookouts points where the guards were stationed. The only way into this little canyon is through a slide rock field, and there's only one place you can get through it with a horse, and you have to get off the horse and lead the horse through it to get in there. Once you get in, it opens up to a beautiful little box canyon with shelter, and it's a beautiful little place, but you wouldn't know it from just driving down the road. So I'll give you a little tour. Alright, I'm heading up the trail through the gap. Lookouts would be on that peak and up on that one. I'm going to get in here without getting seen, and if I don't belong here I would have been shot. So anyway, this is the first trail. So far no problem. Still, so far so good. Okay, now here's the bottleneck where a horse doesn't get through any of this country, especially a horse that's packing supplies for the outlaws. But they can go right down through here, through this little archway. And that's the key to accessing this place with a horse. Kind of a squeeze, but you can do it. And then it opens up to this beautiful box canyon. Here's a view looking back at the boulder field at the entrance to the box canyon. It keeps certainly horses from coming up, except for that one little access point. And again, there's one of the lookouts for the sharpshooters, and there's the other one. You can see that nobody's going to get into this box canyon from the sides or the top end. Just sheer cliffs all the way around. So the only way in is through this gap, through the gate. Sheer cliffs all the way around. And then there's a little alcove right back in here where you can have a fire, get out of the rain, out of the cold. Not quite big enough for horses to be in, but it's big enough for half a dozen guys. It's interesting, I don't know if all this black on the ceiling is campfire soot or what it might be. That's what I was told. Anyway, it could be. A lot of black up in there. And here's the view looking out. Oh yeah, looks like a little perch right there for a bedroll. Yep, good spot. So I'm 6 feet tall. I can stand up in here with inches to spare. Quite a comfortable little spot. And if you had to, you could put more than 3 or 4 people in here. You could easily huddle a dozen people in here. Stay out of the weather anyway. Alright, walking out. Here's the view from outside the cave. Yeah, there it is. Well, here I am at base camp, and tomorrow morning I set out on the walkabout, but for tonight dinner is a little bit more gourmet. I've got a can of chili with some hot dogs cut up in it, some Frito chips put into it, and a flour tortilla to eat it on. So that's dinner tonight. So tomorrow night I'll be a number of miles that direction up on the top, if all goes according to plan. But tonight I sleep in luxury in the back of the pickup truck on a cot with a nice foam mattress.